Welcome back to Lesson 1 on solving rational equations symbolically. Here our rational equations are going to involve fractions. So when you're solving equations with fractions, we are going to multiply each term by the common denominator in order to eliminate the fraction. Then we'll isolate the variable by performing inverse operations. In example 1, we have x over 6 minus 1 over 4 equals 5 over 12. So we first need to find a common denominator between 6, 4, and 12. One way in which you can find a common denominator is to list the multiples of each number till you find one in common. The common denominator here is going to be 12. So now I'm going to multiply each term by 12. X over 6 by 12, 1 over 4 by 12, and 5 over 12 by 12. And then what's going to happen is all the denominators are going to cancel. So in the first term, I have a 6 in the denominator and a 12 in the numerator. 6 can go into 12 2 times. And for the second term, 4 can go into 12 3 times. And over on the right, 12 can go into 12 once. So now the first term, I have x times 2. I'll just write that as 2x. Then I have 1 times 3, which is 3. And then I have 5 times 1, which is 5. So now I'm left with an equation without any fractions. So to isolate the variable, I'm going to first get rid of that minus 3 by adding 3 to both sides. So the 3's cancel, and I get 2x is equal to 8. Now to get rid of the 2, I'll divide both sides by 2. So they cancel, and I get that x is equal to 4. Example 2, I have negative 12 over x is equal to 4. Now when you have a variable in the denominator like that, you can just say that the LCD is x. So now we multiply both sides by x. Even the 4, even though it's not a fraction, you still need to multiply it by the LCD. Now on the left, the x's are going to cancel, leaving me with negative 12 is equal to 4x. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So they cancel on the right, giving me that negative 3 is equal to x. And the last one, here we have 5, 10, and 3 in the denominator. The LCD here is going to be 30. And again, another way to figure that out is to list the multiples of each number until you find 30 in common. So now multiplying everything by 30. All of our denominators should cancel now. So in the first term, 5 can go into 30 6 times. Nothing cancels in the second term because there's no fractions. So over on the right, 10 can go into 30 3 times, and 3 can go into 30 10 times. So now 4 times 6 is 24. 2x times 30 is 60x. 113 times 3 is 339, and then be minus 10x. So now I'm going to gather my variables on the left and my numbers on the right. So now I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides. So we get 60x is equal to 315 minus 10x. Now I'm going to add 10x to both sides. which works out to be 70x is equal to 315. Now our last step is to divide both sides by 70. Now if you divide 315 by 70, it doesn't work out to be a whole number. So what we're going to do is leave it as a fraction, but we are going to reduce it. 35 can go into each number. 35 goes into 315 9 times, and 35 goes into 70 twice. So x is equal to 9 over 2.